You would think recording online in a living room by myself would be easy. I'm so shy in real life, and you might as well have me sitting in front of a room full of people with how I feel right now. But I wanted to make these videos even though it is so out of my comfort zone. Maybe even more so because it is so out of my comfort zone. About a year ago, I fully surrendered my life to the Lord, and it has changed me in so many ways. But one of the things that came from it was a desire to connect with other women and encourage them as well on their walk with the Lord, because as we know, it's not always easy. Just because we follow the Lord doesn't mean our lives are just happy and we have no problems at all. In fact, in his word, the Lord tells us in John 16:33 that we will have tribulation in the world. And I just wanted a place where I can try to do my part and be an encouragement to anyone who maybe can relate to my journey. And I kept trying to think of ways to do that. I'm very shy, and talking to people in person is still a struggle for me. Like, unless they come up to me first, I'm usually very quiet and just observing my surroundings. And I told myself, like, I could never do YouTube. I don't want to sit in front of a camera and talk, but I have to start somewhere. Before I get too much into that, I guess I should tell you a little bit about myself so you know who I am. I'm Kenitra. I am 30 something. I'm 30 something years old. I want to say 37. If anyone watching this can relate, I don't know, it's like at some point when I got into my 30s, I've been having trouble keeping track of my age. So I'm 37. I always ask my husband, like, how old am I again? But anyway, and forgive me because I do tend to ramble, especially when I'm nervous. But yeah, I'm in my late 30s. And my life has changed so much, so some of my hobbies or things that I enjoy have changed. One that has stayed the same since I was a child is reading. I love to read. These are not all my books, unfortunately. Some of them are. I like put mine in front. The rest are my husband's books. Mine are on a little bookshelf on the other side. I love reading fiction novels, and this year I've been reading more nonfiction novels just to help encourage me with my walk with the Lord and just as a wife. And the books have been such a blessing to me, and I'm so glad I ventured out of my fiction only for years. I would read nothing but fiction. But yeah, so that's something that has always been a love of mine. And recently, over the past year, I've gotten into baking. I've learned how to make my own bread, and I bake cookies for my husband all the time because he loves cookies. I've gotten into sewing, which is really exciting. It's very calming for me, and it's something that I really enjoy to do. I've also gotten into like old shows. I watch a lot of Little House on the Prairie. I watch When Calls the Heart series. Those seem to be my top two right now, so that's a little bit of a change for me from what I used to watch. But it slows everything down, and I just really enjoy it. Which brings me to writing. I've had a passion for writing for almost as long as I have reading, and I wrote one novel like years ago, never published it, so you will not find it out there. And then I started a couple that I just never finished. I had the story in mind, but never could get to the point where it could be a completed novel. So yeah, I love writing. which brings me to my business. My business is called The Quiet Post. It came about while I was writing a letter to one of the women at my church, and I don't know if I was letting like YouTube play in the background or if I happened to pick up my phone, but on my phone there was a video for a snail mail club, and I'm like, it caught my interest. I had never heard of it before, and I clicked on it, and while watching it, I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is for me. This is how I can connect with other women while doing something that I love. So I started The Quiet Post. Then it's like, okay, how do I tell people about this club? So The Quiet Post was born, and so let's move on. Because I probably cut out a lot because I tend to ramble. But I just wanted to keep this video short and concise, just to give you like a little peek into me. So now I just kind of want to talk about why I started YouTube. YouTube is definitely out of my comfort zone, and definitely nothing that I saw myself ever doing. I don't really like to be on camera. I don't tend to take many pictures of myself. So even though YouTube is out of my comfort zone and I'm really nervous even recording this video, it's also the reason I started it. Just a really quick thing about me and my husband. When I met my husband, I did a lot of praying about our relationship and just asking the Lord to like guide me and guide us, to never let my desires or my feelings overpower what the Lord wanted for my life. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. The reason I'm mentioning this is because there was one point where I was praying and I felt like it was the Holy Spirit speaking to me, telling me like, you can have him, like I approve. But you are going to have to step out of your comfort zone a lot, and your life is going to change drastically. And it has. I've stepped out of my comfort zone more during my time with my husband than probably ever before in my life. And maybe it's not big things for other people, but like I said, I'm very introverted. I like to stay at home. I don't really go to social gatherings. And since being with him, we've attended a lot of things for church. Sorry, I feel like that was shaking. And I now go to women's Bible study on Wednesdays, prayer service on Thursdays, and of course church on Sundays, and then just other things thrown in there that definitely push me to come out of my shell. Honestly, the women at my church have been such a blessing to me. They've welcomed me with open arms and just make me feel like family just right away. And I know that's not how it is for everyone, so I feel extremely blessed that the Lord has placed me in this church and placed these wonderful people around me. But yeah, so I knew my life was going to change. I knew that I was going to have to step out of my comfort zone. I just didn't know in what ways. And so now here I am on YouTube, hoping to connect with other women so that we can encourage each other and connect with each other. And like I said, even if it's just a handful of people for my whole time on YouTube, I would be fine with that, because the whole purpose is to genuinely connect with others and hopefully make a positive impact and give someone out there someone that they could relate to. Especially, I know, like, if you're like me and you're very introverted, you don't always have many friends that you can just go and talk to. Especially if you are recently transitioning from the world into following the Lord more, which does change the things that you do. And sometimes people fall away during that time, and it can feel lonely. But in that loneliness, we always need to remember that we have the Lord, and no one can provide peace and comfort like He can. But I strongly believe that He can place people in our lives that can help us feel that comfort and peace more, on a person to person level. That's basically why I'm here, is to just connect with other women, push myself out of my comfort zone, and just see how the Lord will use me and help me to blossom into who He wants me to become. I know this video was kind of all over the place. All over the place when I talk. I write much better. I think that's another reason I like to write. It gives me a chance to even slow down more. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that I guess if you could take one thing from this video, don't allow fear to hold you back from what the Lord is trying to grow you into, from what the Lord is pushing you forward into. Because if I allowed fear to hold me back, I would not be making this video right now. And I know recording it is just the first step, is posting it that is really going to come down to. But if you see this video, it means I overcame that fear. I pushed forward. And I'm just really excited to see what the Lord will do with this channel. I'm excited to see the women that I can connect with, and I'm just really excited for what's to come. And so I thank you for bearing with me and watching this video. I hope that you'll come back next week for the next video and just really get something from it. And first, just to remember to slow down. I feel like the world is so fast paced, and we're just go, 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 and scroll, 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 scroll. And sometimes it's nice to just slow down and just be. If you didn't pray this morning or today, here's your reminder to spend some time with the Lord and talk to Him. He wants to hear from you. He hears us. He sees us. And in His Word, He tells us if we draw near to Him, He will draw near to us. But I hope you all, I hope you have a wonderful day.